How's it going, legends? Welcome back to Legend Fitness and Health. I'm Eren Legend, and today's the day you've been waiting for, the bicep curl. Our approach is going to be very different from the traditional exercises that we've done before. The bicep curl is a single joint movement. It is not a compound exercise. What this means is that the focus and emphasis will be just on isolating and recruiting the bicep brachii. Let's get it. Because this is an isolation exercise, the main targeted muscle groups that are recruited are the short head of the bicep brachii and the long head of the bicep brachii. The secondary muscle groups that are recruited throughout the bicep curl include the brachialis and the flexor muscles of the forearm. The positioning for the bicep curl is as follows. You want to make sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart, have a slight bend in your knees, an arch in your lower back, keep your elbows tight to the side of your body, ensure that your shoulder blades are retracted and your neck is in a neutral position. Also, hold the bar about shoulder width apart as well, with your palms in a supinated, palms facing up position. The range of motion for the bicep curl is as follows. You want to bring the weight all the way up into flexion, holding the contraction at the peak of the contraction, and then slowly extending your arms all the way down right in front of your thighs, and even flexing your tricep just to ensure that your bicep comes into full extension as well. Alright, legends. For the rhythm and tempo, you want to ensure that you're powering the weight up in a concentric contraction, taking about 1 second to do so. Hold and squeeze the contraction at the peak of the contraction for a 1 to 2 second count as well, and then slowly lengthen your biceps into full extension under control, taking 3 to 5 seconds to do so. Control the weight. Don't let the weight control you. Breathing for the bicep curl is simple. As you're bringing your bicep into flexion and exerting force, you want to exhale. As you slowly start to bring your bicep into full extension, you want to inhale. Continue and repeat throughout this exercise. Alright, legends. There are plenty of variations to performing the bicep curl. There's even more ways to perform the bicep curl incorrectly. We're going to take ourselves through some of the most common technique faults for the bicep curl. Number 1, ensure that your shoulder blades are retracted and not internally rotating your shoulders. This will cause flaring of the scapula and you won't actually be able to efficiently contract your biceps. Number 2, ensure that your elbows are staying beside the side of your body and you're not elevating them up. If you elevate your biceps up, what you're actually doing is taking the resistance off of your bicep and reducing the range of motion, thus recruiting and putting resistance on the anterior deltoid and off of the bicep brachii. Number 3, make sure that you're not trying to get underneath the weight by swinging. I know this is called weightlifting, but at the end of the day, you're defeating the purpose if your intentions are just to lift the weight up. The only way that your muscles are going to grow is to ensure that your muscles is coming into full extension under an eccentric contraction, powering the weight all the way up as fast as you can in a concentric contraction, and then holding and squeezing at the peak of the contraction in what's called the isometric contraction. Happy lifting. Alright, legends. As I mentioned before, there are plenty of exercise variations that you can perform in place of the traditional bicep curl. You can perform this exercise doing hammer curls with your palms facing in. You can perform this exercise using a barbell. You can also perform this exercise with your palms facing down in a pronated grip too. Find which one of these variations works best for you. because the bicep curl is a single joint isolation exercise, you're only going to be required to stretch the bicep bracket and maybe also include the flexor muscles of the forearm. Hold each of these stretches for at least 30 seconds, 1 minute. Alright legends, you now know how to effectively perform the bicep curl in order to get the most efficiency from this exercise. Incorporate this exercise into your workout programs if you really want to strengthen and develop your biceps. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, legends lead by example. And the final, most important rule, don't be that legend that curls in the squat rack. Legends lead by example.